Bipartisan Senate bill that will be unveiled today will give President Biden authority to respond to threats posed by TikTok and companies like it. This comes as the House Foreign Affairs Committee advanced a separate bill last week that would give the Biden administration power to impose penalties on that app, up to and including a total ban. The precise text of the Senate bill is still unknown, but one of its co-sponsors, Democratic Senator Mark Warner of Virginia, said it would not be limited to TikTok. And Senator Warner joins us now. He is chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee. Senator, it's good to have you with us this morning. So before we dive into the specifics of the proposed legislation, let's talk about the threat you believe is posed by TikTok and other technology companies. TikTok, of course, owned by a Chinese company, widely believed to be gathering the data of 100 million or so Americans for the Chinese government, pushing narratives into the information bloodstream. What is the threat of TikTok as you see it?
Well, Willie, let's step back for a minute. TikTok's not the first time we've had one of these challenges. A few years back, it was Kaspersky, a Russian software company. More recently, it was Huawei, a Chinese telecom company. And now it's TikTok. We've had this whack-a-mole approach that doesn't make any sense. TikTok, in particular, as you mentioned, 100 million Americans average 90 minutes a day. I bet you guys would love to have 100 million Americans watch 90 minutes a day of MSNBC on a regular basis. They are collecting data. Many of those folks are young people. They are also, this is an enormous propaganda tool. The Chinese Communist Party can direct what type of videos you're seeing on TikTok. So I think what our bill does, and I got 12 senators, 6 Republicans, 6 Democrats that are co-sponsoring this legislation, gives the Commerce Department a new set of tools to take on up to banning TikTok as well as other hardware, software, mobile apps. It includes things like, AI, quantum computing, a host of other new domains where we're going to see foreign technologies, I believe, pose national security concerns.
So, Senator, where is the line for you? So we're talking about TikTok here, but you could make the case that Facebook, you could make the case that Twitter pushes propaganda into the information systems of this country. It's been well documented that a lot of that stuff that was out there leading up to January 6th drove people to the Capitol, led people to believe things that weren't true about the 2020 election. So how, in your mind, do you draw those lines of what should be allowed and what should not?
Well, first of all, Willie, we start with saying these are communications technologies from 6 nations that we've already determined in law we view as semi-adversarial: China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, Cuba, and Venezuela. So for all the flaws that the other companies have, those are American companies, and this law would not apply. Second, what we do, and I think this is very important, we give the Commerce Department this ability, but we say the intelligence community, working with the intelligence communities at Justice Department and others, we've worked very closely with the administration on this, has to declassify as much information as possible as we make this case. If the Commerce Secretary wants to make the case, in this case, Secretary Raimondo would have to work with the intel community and declassify as much information as possible so that Americans can see the reason why. We saw this at some point early on a few years back with Huawei, the Chinese telecom provider. We had no American alternative, and we went around the world trying to say, hey, don't use Huawei. But until we could actually declassify some of the information, show the potential backdoors, it was hard to make that case. So we think limiting this bill to 6 nations that have already been deemed by law potential adversaries, but also saying you got to declassify as much information as possible so it's not done do it with as much transparency as possible, that we can identify these technologies and, again, give the Commerce Secretary a whole series of mitigation tools up to and including banning and prohibiting.